The next fencers to come on piste are Peter Bond, who is no relation to his fictional namesake. Or is he? Because we would never know, that being classified information. And on the left of the screen, as you see it, is Mr. Michael Jacob. He is known locally as Mowgli or Man Cub, somewhat racially stereotypically. What we will probably see today is a lot of screaming and shouting. Peter Bond especially seems to get very excited by fencing. It's something which excites him, which is why you see on the sidelines his girlfriend Laura, who is waiting for him to get excited so that he can impregnate her. Right, on with the bout. What we see here is something almost like an Irish jig from Mowgli. He dances around in an effort to confuse his opponents, much like the common house sparrow will do to a cat, jumping around the garden to confuse it. And then, just when you think he's just dancing, he's not going to try to hit me off, he flies and sort of flies through the air with a sword in this case. Obviously, birds don't use swords; they do not have the opposing thumbs or indeed hands with which to use them. Peter is taking a very cautious style today. He's there's a point from Mowgli on our left. As I say, Peter seems to be taking a cautious style. If you watch his arm, he's moving it forwards and backwards, trying to confuse the distance of his opponent. He's now dropped his blade into absence, where it's not threatening guard. Again, the aim is to confuse your opponent's sense of distance, how far away from you he needs to be to make a hit. And once he had drawn him in a little too close, he beat the blade and went in with a flesh attack. Mowgli managed to get the counter in time, and so we saw a double hit. The score is 2-1 to Mowgli. Similar to the Bond's confusion of distance towards his opponent, we're seeing a lot of balestras from Mowgli to our left, which quite often attempts to force the opponent backwards. So the tactics we're seeing are Pete Bond trying to draw Mowgli in closer, and Mowgli trying to push Peter Bond further away to work more on their own forms of distance. Again, a flesh attack from Pete Bond. Flesh attack, people often think that you need to perform this from a little further away, which is why you might be moving quite so quickly through the air, so that you can make up the lost distance, but actually they're best performed from the same as your lunging distance. You see that it's possibly performed from a little further away, and it worked in Mowgli's favor, him being able to pick up the blade and perform a riposte. The previous hit there, Pete Bond, the same flash attack, but without the beat which he had previously used, and Mowgli was able to simply stick his arm out and take the double hit. today, I say column, the studio today, Mary Winterbottom, who is a foremost expert on the sport of fencing.
Hi, Jim. It's really good to be here.
What can you tell us about that last attack?
Well, I can tell you that Billy should have stopped the fencing before the attack was made because they were both off-piste for some time. And what we find is that, a fencer who goes off-piste should be, by the referee, made to take a meter step backwards, and the play should be halted. So what we should have seen there was a halt in play before that final attack was made.
Wow, so that should have been stopped and then reset, and it possibly would have gone to time, do you think?
I'm almost sure it would have gone to time there, Tim, yes. Or whatever I called you before.
Yes, I think you called me Tim. That's not my name. My name is Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right, Mary. So the fencers are now in their minute break, in which they are having advice from their allies and gathering their thoughts, ready for the next round.
There seems to be a little poison action. Perhaps I spoke too soon. I was going to say that the fencers seem to be happy to stay in the middle of the piece there for a while. Pete Bond then threw himself into the flesh attack, but again was picked up on the counter by Mike Jacob.
Again there, I think we saw Peter Bond signaling that Mike Jacob was off the piste. There with the beat and flash attack, we saw one light, which is what we really need from him here.
That's the difficulty with Epee, John, is that if both of you score at the same time, then you both get a point, which is what we find. It makes it a far more tactical weapon. Because if you're in the lead, you can afford to hang back and try to do what Mowgli is doing now, which is get 2 light hits and still maintain a lead. You don't have the idea of priority as we have in saber and foil. And both went in for an attack. Mike Jacob on the high one, Pete Bond on the low.
And both missed it, didn't
They did.
It all seems to be getting quite emotional. We're seeing lots of shouting and growling. Pete Bond possibly getting excited now. Perhaps he will be performing some sort of a sexual love romp after this play. His very personal, his growl and scream of boom, which we see.
Yes, rather like that of the South American howler monkey.
I'm not sure if I can agree with you there, having very little knowledge of howler monkeys.
It's very much like their mating call, Tom.
Thank you, Mary, very helpful.
John?
Yes, Mary.
Do you not love me anymore, John?
Mary, now is not the time. Let's watch.
You're probably right. We should just watch the fencing and not make eye contact. And, not talk to each other a huge amount.
We're talking about the fencing right now, aren't we?
I suppose we are, John. I'm sorry. I just had one of my moments.
That's all right, Mary. I also noticed that your voice has changed quite considerably.
Yes, John, it's because earlier on when I was speaking about hair, my voice was quite loud and I felt that I might be distracting people.
Well, you did well to lower it and make it a lot more like mine.
Thanks, John.
Pete Bond again for the low-line attack and was caught on the counter. The score is 12-8 to Mike Jacobs. You'll see he's managing to pick him up on the parry, but his parries are very strong, which is good grip. And there we managed to get back through, but because his parries are so strong, he gives himself a lot of work to do to get the point back on. But in this situation, it's possibly the right thing to do, because he cannot afford those double lights, and even less so those single lights, which he's having scored against him there. And again, the beat flash, it is his signature move, and one which worked for him very well there. The problem is, I suppose, with the speed of attack, it can make it less predictable for you as well as for your opponent. There's a lot less time to react, and the speed that you're moving towards each other means that distance is closed up very quickly. And that can make things difficult for both parties. John? Yes, it certainly can, Mary. That's time. We're now... We'll take a little break before we go into the third period of play.